was born in Europe 1960s. When the Seoul Olympic Congress was held in 1988, Guillaume Fournier from Hungary presented a keynote lecture titled Sports for All, Is it Utopia or Reality? Since then, Sports for All policy became widespread to the world based on values and trends. It should be emphasized the theme of rivals or partners was discussed in IOC Sports for All Congress in 2002. And the conclusion was clear: we are partners. In recent years, a considerable attention has been given to Sports for All as peace and development by UN, as social integration, specifically in Europe, and as bridging and collaborations. Then, today's topic appears to be important: elite sports and sports for all. Let me introduce a distinguished guest, Mr. Sam Ramsey. He has several educational background. He's graduated from Springfield College of Education, Durham, University of South Africa, Carnegie College of PE, Leeds in England, and University of Leipzig in Germany. And he was general manager of the South African Olympic team to Atlanta and Sydney. And he's a Secretary General for African Swimming Confederation, also Vice President of International Swimming Federation. And speaking of IOC, he has been a member of IOC since 1995 and member of Executive Board from 2006. And currently he is
participants here. They either enjoying the lunch or they have been intoxicated and sedated by the lunch, and they're having a little dose. On the other hand, maybe some of you are also sedated here and might have a dose here while I'm speaking. So my job is to try and keep all of you awake. I'm not going to ask you to stand up and sit down every half an hour, because I don't think my intervention is going to last that long. But I'm going to see whether I can keep your mind active. Before I start, I just want to explain a few things about the International Olympic Committee, that is the IOC, because there is a notion and a myth that the IOC, that is the Olympic Committee, is only interested in the Olympic Games and nothing else. The Olympic Games is no doubt the highest organizational activity of the IOC, and that happens once every 4 years, once for the Summer Games and another for the Winter Games. Because the Summer Games are important because all the countries in the world participate. As we know, not all countries have snow or ice, and many don't participate in the Winter Games. But the IOC is also involved in very many aspects of social development, very many aspects of equality of the genders. It has very many projects all over the world. This morning, Ambassador Lemke talked about projects in Africa where development is taking place. The IOC provides a lot of funding for that particular aspect. The IOC provides a lot of funding for women in sport. All these activities are part of the activities of the IOC. The IOC gets a lot of money from television, it gets a lot of money from sponsors, and 94% of that money is fed back to international federations, to Olympic committees, and all the activities. And only 6% is used for administration. So all the money goes back in whatever activity we do. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, the IOC also supports Tafisa financially for some of the projects that Tafisa got. So it's deeply involved not only in that activity but in very many other activities and sponsors very many events. Some people talk about, for instance, Sport Accord. The IOC also supports Sport Accord financially. It supports the Paralympic Games, you know, the games that are held for people with disability. It supports them financially. So all these money that we receive goes to very many of these causes. As far as this particular topic is concerned, building bridges between elite sport and sport for all, I personally don't like the word elite, but we'll use it here for the sake of not confusing everybody. I prefer to call it high performance sport, because elite sport means something very exclusive. It means for a certain group of people only. But sport for all is for everybody. And secondly, the topic is building bridges between elite sport and sport for all. As far as we are concerned, there is no differentiation between what I call high performance sport and sport for all. It's the same thing. Because without sport for all, without sports activities for everybody, we can't have what you call now, what is defined here as elite sport. Now let me explain that to you in diagrammatic form. So, I think we are, I mentioned earlier that I'm averse to PowerPoint, and I think I'm tending to believe it. Let's see where we go. Because while we're trying to fix it up, you know, everybody says power corrupts. I personally believe PowerPoint corrupts absolutely. Have we got it right? Of the proverbial pyramid in sport. Now the apex. The apex is at the bottom, this bottom part here. That's the apex there, but this part here is the base. All of us start at the base, whether it is ordinary sport, whether it is football, swimming, whatever it is, we all start at the base. And as we improve, performance gets pointed place. So it doesn't work there. Doesn't matter. Okay? Sorry, I'm not very tall, so I can't go up to the top yet. Thank you very much. I was afraid that this is the base that you go and yeah. This is the base that I'm talking about, and that is the base that we all start. And as we get better and better, we go up to the very top, and that is the apex, the pinnacle where high performance sport takes place. So all of us start here, whether we are high performance sport or elite sport, we all start there. Now, this base range is for general for every other sport. Now, all of you no doubt have heard of the name Pierre de Coubertin. Pierre de Coubertin was the founder of the modern Olympic Games. And then he realized this long before any one of us was born. And this is what he said. For 100 people to take part in physical education, there have to be 50 going for sport. And for 50 to go in sport, there have to be 20 specializing in sport. But to have 20 specializing in sport, there has to be 5 who are able to achieve the highest level of performance. Now that is what we're talking here about elite. Now you can see by the arrow that as you go up, that performance increases all the time until you get to that level here. But never at any stage, never at any stage will we ever forget the base level here. However, there is a saying among sociologists especially sports sociologists, that we need to increase the space here if we have to increase the apex or the elite. There is one particular theory, and that is shown in this diagram here, basically to say that if we increase the base here, that was the original base, if we increase this, the performance will get better here. Now that happens in very many countries, and here I can give you very good examples where it happens, and that happens in Australian swimming to a large extent, because they have a very wide base of swimmers, and as you know, that Australian swimming is one of the best in the world today. Now that's also beginning to happen in other countries, like the Netherlands. Netherlands is also becoming a very, very good swimming nation, and again, they have increased the base of swimming in Netherlands. And that also is beginning to happen in the United States. The United States has increased its base, and as a result of that, Netherlands, Australia, Netherlands, and the United States have very many of the top swimmers in the world. But there's also a diametrically opposing view on that, to say that if we increase this part here, and we get some top people there, this part here will automatically increase. That means there we need to look for role models. And we also have examples of that in the world. And a very good example is Sweden. And I don't think anybody heard about tennis in Sweden until Björn Borg came about. And Björn Borg, because he produced some top level performances there, many Swedish boys and girls decide to emulate him, and they take more part in tennis, and this base has automatically increased. And not only that happened in the Netherlands, I beg your pardon, in Sweden, but that's also happened in Spain. Now, of course, as you know now, there is very few tournaments, and even in Germany, there are very few tournaments in the world, tennis tournaments in the world, where you don't have people from Spain or now from the United States or from Sweden. And now another country that's coming up with that, and especially with women's tennis, and that's Russian Federation. They produce one of top tennis players, and as a result, they have increased the base here, and very many of the girls especially are beginning to take up tennis. And this is also happening in Serbia. Serbia, no one knew about Serbia producing top tennis players. But because they got one or two of the top there, this particular base has increased altogether. So there is this type of synergy between increase in sport for all and increase in what we call high performance or elite sport. But not all progress goes along like this, because as we're getting older, we take part less and less in sport. And for instance, I don't know whether Margaret Chalmers is here. She's sitting in the back, and I'm not going to give away your age, Margaret, because this morning Professor Chalmers said that she loves coming to Turkey, but she alluded to going back heavier. And again, that means that we are not taking part in as much sport as we want to take part. But that happens to all of us. We have control device of various type, but that happens to all of us. I was very active in sport very many years ago, very long before many of you were born. but now I take part in very little sport at all, not because I don't want to, but because age catches up with us. And now that is what's going to happen to all of us later on. Because eventually, as we get older, we're going to take part less and less in sport, and then we will also come up to this age here, and we'll finish off at that particular level as we get older. As you probably know, as we get older, we take part less and less, not necessarily in sport, but in sports activities, simply because age catches up with us. We're not able to run with our children, or shall I say grandchildren. We're not able to participate in a walk with them, or maybe a run with them, and we only do 100 meters while they've done 100 kilometers. So that happens to all of us. But nevertheless, the base is still there, because that is where everything starts. That is what we call sport for everybody, or sport for all. Now, the important thing for us to remember is to ensure that this particular base here, what we talked about, the sport for all base, remains as constant as possible. Because there, as we get older, we also want to take part in recreation sport and not to go down that level as quickly as we want to. We want to remain there, not necessarily in what we are calling elite sport, that's going up there, but we want to make sure that we are going to be there all the time. So for that particular reason, we get, as I said earlier, although a grandfather will not be able to run as fast or as long as a grandchild, but we need to keep that particular base as big as possible. Now that is the target for us all in the Olympic movement, in sport for all, and anyone who is engaged in sports activities. And in the health sphere, this is also important. Keep this particular base here as big as possible. Not necessarily on a thin line, but here we have to have all types of recreational activities going there. So that's quite crucial for us, and that's quite important for us to keep that particular base going. And of course, what happened after that? And that's quite important, and then in fact, that also becomes an integral part of us here, because as I said, we need to make sure that by keeping the base there, this particular area here decreases. So we'll be here in this particular group, whether we old age or not, much longer than coming onto this group here. But also, we have masters games. And masters games, they like to pretend that they are elite sport, and they get all types of records going. They've got records going for, someone that takes part in a marathon, you probably heard about it in the New York Marathon. A gentleman with a turban on was USA citizen in the New York Marathon, which took place a few weeks ago. And he was 100 years old. He took part in the marathon. And of course, for many people, I made a joke out of that, and I said, I wonder whether the timekeepers were managing the day. I said, I think the problem was whether the calendar was managing the day. Whether it finished, not how many hours, but how many days. But he finished in a number of hours, and the organizers of the New York Marathon catered for him, because they knew they didn't have a cut-off time for him, because he felt that he's coming from this particular group here, and therefore we need to keep that particular group happy. He's never going to go up that group there, but nevertheless he participated in these events. And also, I'm certain that people who are involved in coaching and other areas of coaching would know we have what is called late developers in sport. Now, this particular area is quite important for that particular element of late development, because the more they participate here, and suddenly they realize, that while their peer groups of 8 years and 9 years old are going up that way, they're still stuck here. And then suddenly, when they're about 15, 16, suddenly they realize they have a potential, and they go up there. So So that is why this particular base is important to keep that base as big as possible, as wide as possible, and as intense as possible. That's quite important for us. And also, of course, as I talked to you about Masters games, people believe that they're going up. And again, that's quite important because, you know, some people talk about doing everything recreational. But, you know, recreational sport also has an element of competition. That element of competition is not necessarily with someone else, it's also an element of competition within ourselves. And maybe you have what is called best personal performances, best personal times. And that again comes out of here, comes out of this particular group here, and not from this group here as we go up. And we need to keep this particular group as busy as possible, as much as possible, and by keeping that group as big as possible and as intense as possible, health advisors will be relieved. People's social responsibility will be relieved. People who are involved in the social responsible sector will be relieved because that is where most of the aspects are going to come from. And that's why we need to look at that particular group all the particular time. And also people with disability. Now we've got Paralympic Games. Of course, you know, they again want to go up and up that ladder, but not all Paralympians want to compete at that level. They want to compete with themselves in this particular group here. And I'm certain that you know, many of you probably play recreational tennis. And when we play recreational tennis, you don't want to lose, irrespective whether you're playing against your son, your grandson, or your wife, or your grandfather. You don't want to lose. So this area of competition is quite important in this element of sport for all. And we need to keep that in mind as far as we're talking about sport for all. Because, you know, some people, of course, all of us know that, even Pierre de Coubertin says that, competing is more important than winning. But, of course, Pierre de Coubertin said that 100 years ago. You know, for instance, I read sayings from American coaches. You talk about any aspect of competition, and the only thing they bring is for winning. And I know some competitors, even now they say that getting a second prize is like getting a kiss from your sister, or getting a kiss from your grandmother who's got no teeth. So there is this element of competition in all of us, in whatever we do, however we do. I'm going to stop there because, as I said, the longer I take, the most sedation I'm going to give you. So, but if there are any questions, Professor Yamaguchi, we can